Hi, I'm Kelly Hutchin, editor of the ETail blog, and I'm here with Buddy Brewer from, can you say your company name?
Yeah, it's called Soasta. It's spelled S-O-A-S-T-A. We get Soasta a lot. Yeah,
yes, that's what I was going to say, so I'm glad I asked and put it out there for everyone to know. Soasta. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what Soasta does?
Yeah, so we help people deliver quality user experiences through their websites and through their mobile applications. And a lot of that has to do with making sure that the application is responsive and it's delivering pages, delivering experiences quickly so people aren't waiting for them.
Okay, great. So yesterday you spoke on a panel here at ETail West in San Antonio at our Usability and Web Design Summit. And the panel was talking about whether or not your site is as user-centric as you think it may be. So can you just tell us a little bit about maybe what you learned on that panel or what you talked about with your fellow retailers and other panelists?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, the conversation was about user experience and how you deliver a quality user experience. And the interesting thing about that I find in e-commerce especially is that it takes a holistic practice to do that, right? I mean, it has everything to do with the content that's on your page, how it's written. In the case of e-commerce, you know, are your products priced correctly? You know, how are you delivering them to the right audiences and things like that? But also another critical component, and this is what we specialize in at Soasta, is how responsive that website is in the sense that when I click on something to take an action on the website, does the website deliver the result to me in a timely manner?
Right.
You know, when you don't have that, it's a huge distraction.
Right.
And if you look at it from a funnel optimization perspective, you find that the more the website slows down, the more you distract people,
right,
the more that you see that people are falling out of that funnel. So to us, it's not just a technical problem, it's actually a business problem.
Right.
And this is what our product Impulse really specializes in, is helping people to understand not just how fast their website is or how slow it is, but what exactly is the impact that has on the funnel and on the behavior of your customers as they move through your site.
Right. So page load times has been a big topic of conversation here, not only in the Web Usability Summit, but also just throughout the whole conference. Mm-hmm. So can you talk about how, as a retailer, I would know whether or not my page load time is optimal, whether or not it matters if it's 3 seconds versus 4, et cetera, et cetera? How do I know that as a retailer?
Yeah, that's a problem that I think has been going on in the industry for a number of years, where there were lots of tools and lots of different ways to measure exactly how long it takes to load a page, but no real good way to put that in any kind of useful context. Right. So if something takes 2 seconds or 3 seconds to load, is that the right number? Should it be faster? If so, then how much faster should it be? So an interesting example, one of our customers was actually the Sochi Olympics. So they just wrapped up the Olympics.
Okay.
And we did a study with them, so we did all the monitoring for them and measured all of the user experiences of people coming to their website. And that includes not only people who are coming to the site so that they can see who's competing and when, but also they do e-commerce there. They sell tickets, they do things like sell the souvenirs and things like that through their store. And what we did was we helped them, we talk about bounce rate a lot, especially in e-commerce. And oftentimes when people talk about bounce rate, they talk about it in terms of this one number that represents the global bounce rate for their website. But one of the things that we find at Soasta is if you divide up all of the traffic on your site and you look at among those visitors who had 2-second experiences, their bounce rate might be down here. But among those users who had 6 or 8 second experiences, their bounce rate may be way up here. And the question becomes, how does that change as the performance of your site changes? So for the Sochi Olympics, we found, for example, that users were 3 times more likely to leave the website if it was slow versus if it was fast.
Wow.
And we could also tell them exactly what the page load time was that caused that worst case scenario, and more interestingly and optimistically, what is the magic page load time that delivers the best case scenario.
Right.
So now that you know that, then you can actually say, well, this is what we want, more of this, right? We want more of this exact load time that delivers the best experience for my users as measured by the behaviors that I want them to engage in when they come to my website.
Right. And what would you tell or to people who are, let's say, a little stubborn about their page load times, thinking that, we don't have a problem, or, our customers are so engaged with our product that they'll wait 30 seconds if they have to. How do you kind of combat that argument?
I think we show them the data. What we
Yeah.
want, one of the things that we tell people to do is actually don't start with load time goals. Let's start with your business goals.
Right.
And when we sit down and we talk to people, usually they already have them. You know, we're not saying that you should make up new metrics and things like that for your KPIs.
Right.
You've probably already got things that you're already tracking, things that people are already invested in. And you know, that could be anything from conversion rate in terms of cart checkouts, or do they even put something in their shopping cart or not? Bounce rate is certainly one of them.
Right.
But when we work with people, the first question that we ask is, what is it that you actually care about? Let's start there. And then what we can do now that we see that, we go ahead and measure the users. Are they doing this behavior that you want or not?
Yeah.
And along with that, we're measuring how long it took to load all of the steps in that process
Right.
for all the page loads. And we can see that relationship. So we tell people, don't start with a page load time goal. Start with your business goals.
I see.
And then we can actually help you derive what your page load time needs to be in order to optimize
right.
the business goal.
Interesting. Well, very cool. I'm really glad we got to sit and talk about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.